Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Road to Glory, episode number 256. It's Sunday, so make sure you just sit back, relax, enjoy today's episode, where we will be getting through probably like the start section of the weekend league. Even though we played a couple games in yesterday's episode, we're still only at one win. So if you do enjoy, do me a favour and hit the thumbs up. 3,000 likes is your target. That'd be a lovely little Sunday surprise for me if we could hit that. That'd be awesome. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And don't make any comments about my hair because it's really, really long and in a bad state. So just leave me alone. I'm kidding. Anyway, moving on into the episode. If you guys don't already know, we changed the team. It looks like this. We brought in some Bundesliga players for this weekend league. Gnabry, Red Thomas Muller, Flashback Witzel, and Tony Kroos. So yeah, we've got lots of good players in there. Maybe not necessarily some of the best FIFA 20 meta players, because we all know that 5-star is like a real thing, and we've downgraded from Mahrez, who was 5-star 4-star up front, to a 4-star player in Serge Gnabry, and then obviously we've been used to playing with Atal, like the 4-star 5-star player, and now we've got Thomas Muller, who's I think 3-star 4-star, something like that. Anyway, I know he's a 3-star skills. I can't quite remember what his weak foot is, but I'm pretty sure it's 4. So yeah, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. We've also got Tony Kroos playing where Kovacic has been playing, and last week I praised Kovacic to the world and back. Like, is that even a thing? I don't think that's a thing. I'm just gonna say it. But hey, we praised Kovacic because he was so good at dribbling and really good at like intercepting, cutting out the play, and all of that stuff. That like I'm a little bit sad to not be using him. But I also just wanted to make a bit of a change. So I wanted to play with something different, and that's exactly what we're doing. So we're 1-0 up at half-time. I got the cheesiest 45th minute goal where I literally scored off of a rebound that hit the post or something like that. But hey, if the friggin' first shot had just gone in, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? So we push forward here in the second half, trying to get ourselves a second goal. And it is Neymar that's going to do the business. So the Brazilian is... he's probably going to be more prominent this week, simply because we're not going to be forcing the ball like to Mahrez, who I know was amazing. Whereas, like, I don't feel as confident with Gnabry or with Thomas Muller, all right? And I'm telling you that right now. I definitely don't feel as confident with those guys. So I would expect that Neymar is my, like, safety net player that I try and get the ball to so that I can scoop around and do what I like to do in order to get my shot off to score the goal. That's the plan anyway, and how that works, you'll see throughout the weekend league. I haven't actually updated my Excel spreadsheet yet to fit all of these games in. I need to do that, and I'll talk you through all that in the next couple of episodes. But yeah, as we know, like... I won a game with 20 goals in the end of yesterday's episode, so my goal scoring and stuff in the Excel spreadsheet this week is going to be a lot higher than normal weeks, I'm telling you that. So we do come away with a victory, and then we move on into the next game. This guy's team kind of scared me because, like, he's got Eder Militao, but then he's got regular Joe Gomez. And then he's got a Red Son and lots of other good players. But there was just a couple players that I was kind of curious about. Why are they in your squad at this stage? So I figured it was going to be just a difficult match. Lots of very meta players. And my team at this point, I'm really not gelled with it. I've not gotten used to it. At the moment, I'm playing Neymar as the left striker and Gnabry as the right striker, Thomas Muller as the right cam. And I think I soon realised throughout this episode that that's just not quite working for some reason or another. So I think what I really love is Neymar as my right striker. I think that's the way to go. Like, I moved him over simply because if Gnabry's playing up front, he's a right-footed player. I kind of want him to be able to scoop around onto his strong foot and then be able to shoot at the near post with that right foot. But and then obviously Neymar, because he's 5'5", can go on the other side and do either way, whichever works out better. But then the way that I've got my custom tactics set up is that, like, I like my right striker to kind of be the one that gets assists and doesn't necessarily make the get in behind runs, but makes like the mixed runs for everyone to just differ it up and sometimes like hold back a little bit to receive the ball to then play it into someone to score. So yeah, I think I quickly realised that, and throughout this episode I go through a few changes with the squad, and nearly to the point where I was going to sell it. And you never know how my next session goes. I might still sell it. But I was ready, all right, on Friday night to just sell Gnabry, sell Tony Kroos, because I literally tweeted that they're bang average. They weren't working out for me very well. Now, you're seeing some, like, rage quits and lots of goals being scored here on screen. So it kind of looks like they're doing all right, but it just, I don't know what to say, really. I've just felt like I could be doing better with different players. So this is the next game we go into. Really meta side. He got Thomas Muller, and he also got Alphonso Davies in red. And you can tell that he's someone that's been playing the weekend league just from some of the reds that he's got and the players that he's got in his squad. But 2 minutes or 3 minutes on the clock, and Axel Witsel has scored a lovely, powerful strike off of a free kick that we earned. So nice goal from him. And then it's a typical, like... This was a typical 4-2-3-1 player. He was very aggressive, though, so he wasn't just someone that was going to stand off. But he was a 4-2-3-1 player. Get it out wide, get it to the byline, cut it across, because he knows that means the defenders can't really do much about it. It's probably one of the reasons why most people play the 4-2-3-1 is because the ways you can exploit that by getting that ball down to the byline and just cutting it across is crazy. So... It was 1-1 because he'd scored one of those goals, and then I actually got through with Ryan Kent finally. I broke that defensive line and all of the pressure that came with it, and got myself a goal to go 2-1 up. He then gets inside the box, and it's so very fortunate that ball just manages to stay like on Kroos, and that I didn't get the clearance away. I don't know what else I really could have done, but then also he gets through here with Son and decides to shush me. Also got a message from him afterwards, which wasn't particularly nice. So I just said, be nice to people, and left it at that, really, to be honest. Like, you could go back and forth with these people, but what's the point? So we end up actually losing this game 3-2 when we were 2-1 up, which is unfortunate. And he did switch back to a 5 at the back to obviously hold his lead, which is understandable, but a really close game. And yeah, we've come away with a loss there, which I think that's the sort of game which, if I had my 5-star attack, I come away with the victory there. The game just goes my way, I think, if I've got the players that move around with the agility and stuff. That's what I think anyway. So we move on. We're like 3-2 right now, so absolutely in the mud in terms of our record. It's not good at all. But we push forward in this game. Terrible shot by me. For like 12, 13 ping or whatever it is. Like, it looks amazing, like it's going to be a great server. But Friday nights are always typically kind of heavy, and I definitely experienced that in, I would say, all of my games actually today. Even the ones which went super well for me. A lot of ball rolls weren't registering and stuff. And it's, yeah, quite frustrating, obviously. But, you know, you just try and play through it knowing that is just the way it is. At this point in time. So I'm 1-0 up. I managed to get my goal. Thomas Muller into Gnabry, into Neymar, across to Douglas Costa. That is my front four, all working very well together. Passing, moving, and getting it into Dougie to score the goal. So that puts us 2-0 up for half time. So that's really good. That's really good to be in at half time with a 2-goal lead, considering how close this game actually was. I would say another really strong, solid opponent that I was up against. He had Mahrez and he had Atal. We know ourselves how good those two players are. So it was always going to be a struggle trying to keep them out. Every opportunity that I took in the second half didn't really work out for me. I kind of bottled all my chances, if I'm honest. And then he does get down the byline with Ben Yedder. It's just a typical goal, really. Like, the defenders can't get rid of it, and it falls to someone to tap it in. And that's fine. We played very, very similar FIFA, so I would just say GG's to that guy. It was a super close one that could have gone either way. And luckily, this time, I did get the victory. So that takes me to 4 wins and 2 losses. And we're now going to tackle a Serie A challenge, which I thought was going to be quite difficult, considering I got rid of all of my untradeable golds in yesterday's episode for the upgrade pack. So I just had like pretty much tradable stuff and a couple other things left. So I managed to get it done pretty easily. It was a very simple SBC, to be fair, but it was only an untradeable pack they gave out in rewards in return. But it is a premium gold players pack, so I think I get more rares out of this than I put in. At least I think I didn't put 3 rares in. I'm not sure, if I'm honest. I ended up putting a silver in as well. So we're getting more golds than the players that we put in. Let's just put it that way. Boards for me, but no walkout and no tots, obviously. Of course not. But we're going to get ourselves a Raul Albiol here. It's an 83 rated that probably currently sells for like 5 or 6k. We can't sell him because he's untradeable, but it will shave the cost off of some sort of SBC somewhere down the line. And Pau Lopez in there as well. So a couple of 83s at least. We'll give the thumbs up for that. And then I decided to go into some more games. I'd had my dinner Friday night. I was full up, ready to go for another session on this rather than playing Warzone with my mates. I thought, you know what, we'll be productive. We'll try and get some more wins to ease the rest of the weekend league, hopefully for us, meaning that we wouldn't have to get like 10 wins on a Sunday or something. So I was a little bit shocked to come up against Cruyff and other great players. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous going into this game. But this was a game where Thomas Müller started as a left striker. So I've now switched it. Müller, left striker, Neymar, right striker, where I prefer him, and Serge Gnabry, with all of his pace and stuff, I'm going to put him out as a wide cam. Do that Douglas Costa or Attal role that they have been doing for the last couple of weeks, and do that for me. And now I'm going to rely on Thomas Müller with his positioning, with his actually good dribbling. Maybe he's not the most agile and stuff or the quickest player in the world, but his stats do suggest that he should be really good. So I'm going to rely on him and his positioning and just like prowess alongside Neymar, them two working together, and one of them should come away with the goal. That's like the idea anyway. Now this is a typical FIFA 20 goal actually, like the counter attack from a corner situation. My player switching in this situation was god awful. I don't think it really worked for me, if I'm honest. I think it bugged out. But we eventually switched it over and didn't quite catch Cruyff. And of course, it just seems so dangerous when you have a corner. That should be totally the opposite, right? It should be dangerous for your opponent. You're about to take an attacking corner to try and score a goal. But really, I just wish all my players stayed back so that I didn't concede on the counter. But it doesn't really matter in the end here because we are able to re-extend our lead back out to 3-1. And Thomas Müller with some great dribbling there. I decided to take my finger off the sprint button, try and see if I can move around with the German. And actually, he did really well. But this was up against someone who wasn't the greatest of defenders. You can see him lunging in all over the show. And I think his head had gone by the end of this one. It was really the attack that I was worried about. As I played through this game, I started to realize that actually I think my team is fairly level with his, and I feel like I'm a much better attacker against him, who was an average defender. You see how many chances we created in that game. It means that we were getting through quite a lot. So we missed a bunch of chances, but we did get a nice result there. A nice little victory to take us up to 5 wins, and now we hope that this one brings us up to 6. It's going to be tough though, because that's a hell of a squad. I mean, it really is pretty much a full top squad. It's brilliant. If I'm honest, I'm very scared to come up against Fekir and Benzema. Those players worry the hell out of me. Not gonna lie. But we're able to get through, and it's Serge Gnabry making that run using the pace. I wonder if it was Müller out there, whether he would have been in that spot to take that ball and score the goal. I'm actually really liking his position as a left striker. So for something that I was completely against at the very start of this episode and really wanted to sell and just move on and get something else, maybe go back to Mahrez or something that I enjoy, I've actually found a little bit of enjoyment out of these players, and I will persevere until maybe tomorrow's episode where I rage again and sell them. But we'll see. We'll see about that. If so, it's content and we'll get someone new, right? But I'm finding myself 1-0 up in this game. Super difficult game. This guy was good. This guy was on my level, and he had a great team as well. So for me to find myself 2-0 up, I was on cloud 9. And then obviously he had to push. It left gaps in his defence, and I was able to completely and utterly just destroy the overall result. You know, it wasn't a 3-0 game. It wasn't a, this is going to go to 4-0 now. We're going to get a penalty here, and spoiler alert, we are going to score it. Yeah, I ended up taking it with Neymar because Muller's penalties are god awful. I ended up Panenka-ing him as well, just because it was a bit cheeky, really. But yeah, my rule is that I would let the guy that went down for the penalty take the penalty. But Muller's got like 65 penalties or something. It's not good. So I ended up just letting Neymar take it. And I made a very stupid defensive mistake, whereas I thought I was clearing it, but Eder Militao decided to slide in the end. Great, and then he got through and scored the goal, which is fine. We don't necessarily need the clean sheet, and the victory was already there. So that's 6 wins. 6 wins and 2 losses, considering we were, 3-2? Nearly just about winning a game, losing a game. We've at least pulled away from that a little bit, and I understand that the rest of the games are going to be kind of difficult. That is the way. Like, none of these games have been particularly easy. And I just need to keep persevering with this squad for a little bit. You know, you can kind of ignore the goal tallies because some of them are squad battles. Some of them, again, are in that win where I got 20 goals. But the players are starting to gel a little bit more. I'm starting to realise that I can't be super agile with Toni Kroos. But when I do get on the ball with him, he's kind of silky. And he's got a really good pass. So that's just what I need to remember and try and utilise the players in the way that they should actually play. Like Thomas Muller, let's just use him as that player which is going to hold that ball up top, be really smart about it, make some great runs, and utilise the 95 shooting that he's got to finish that ball whenever I get the chance, and then have Neymar as the trickster that runs off him and stuff. So that's what I plan on doing. Guys, that is going to wrap things up for today's episode. Do me a favour, hit me with a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of that Alan SBC, by the way. I think he looks great. And I know that he would get a strong link to Douglas Costa. And we like Brazilians in our squad. I can't afford him, but maybe in the future that's maybe a direction that we could go. Let me know what you think about Alan Premium SBC. So yeah, smash the thumbs up on the video. Why not? 3,000 likes. I know you can do that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I thank you for that. And of course, follow me on the Twitters and the Instas down below in the description. The links are there. Come follow me. All of that good stuff. Have a lovely day, everyone. Take it easy. Stay safe, stay healthy, all of that good stuff. I will catch you tomorrow for another episode. As always, I'm not going to skip a day. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.